Hello there, Patrick. Let's go. So it is argued that playing with a kid has a greater impact on the development of abilities and creativity than reading. Good. In my opinion, I agree with this statement as it aids in spatial awareness and social development. Fantastic. It says here we'll discuss the effects of games, consoles, and sports in enhancing abilities that are impossible with reading alone. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful start. Let's see. 265. Fine. Good, good, good. Firstly, video games provide the child with the ability to develop his coordination and imagination. Good. Now, one small issue. If we change this to plural, then we can use the neutral there, okay? And this just avoids the uncomfortable fact of having to put a gender when it's not necessary. This is a problem with the English language. The other alternative is the clumsy, his, her, which sounds really, yeah, it's just clumsy and it's not very stylistic. So just avoid that, change it to plural, job done. Game controllers, okay, game controllers require adequate movement of the fingers and the kid is able to put their motion into visual representation. Okay, recent research, because research is a plural noun, it's never a singular. Recent research performed by the Institute of Child Development, so it's a proper noun, so we put these here, like this. Has, because it's the title of the institute, recent research performed by the Institute of Child Development has shown that 50% of children who played Tetris had a better perception of objects in relation to them and were more creative when they were drawing. Fantastic. Consequently, it was shown that some console games have a positive impact on a child's development, on child development or on a child's development. See? Secondly, physical activities such as sports are vital activities for the growth of young ones. It helps the maturing child in developing. Okay, it helps the maturing child to develop social skills, or let's see, it helps the maturing child in developing social skills and development of the body. Good. To a study conducted by Harvard University. Why is it saying that? That's why. It showed that 73% of people engaged in sports were more likely to have 5 or more friends in adulthood. In addition, they found that they were less likely to have muscular injury when working. Excellent vocabulary here, well done. Therefore, sports have a positive effect later with interpersonal relationships and maturity of the body. Very good. Excellent start here. So I hope you can see here, by following this structure, okay, it's really easy for the examiner to follow. Okay, we're going to be in the word limit, and if we double and triple check our P1s, then we know we're going to get full points for task response. Now, because Patrick, your writing's really good, what I want you to do is watch the whole course, especially the end chapters, and what we're going to do is try to make it, we're going to go for improving rather than correcting. Okay, so we're going to introduce skills like parallelism and lists, okay, and perhaps we could even push for an idiomatic expression. Okay, a good one to test with is from all 4 corners of the world. You might want to research some and try with them. It's a good time to experiment while you're working with me and not experimenting in the exam. Okay, so let's go in conclusion. Such as console and sports should not be disregarded in childhood as they provide the foundations in enhancing creativity and social interactions, which reading alone cannot achieve. Very good. Wonderful. Let's go. It is argued that interactions 267. Okay. It is argued that interactions between family members are decreasing. In my point of view, I'd go for from my point of view, this is a fact that although devices such as mobile phones are becoming more accessible, communication is on the decline. I'd just delete that. Yeah. It's not entirely necessary for the sentence. We're very good regarding word count already. So in my point of view, although devices such as mobile are becoming accessible, communication is on the decline. Fantastic. And if you did want to talk about fact, put it here it is a fact that communication is on the decline, okay? Because that's what it relates to. So put it near or next to the part of the sentence that it relates to, yeah? So it will discuss the impact of television and work on communication with families. Fine, good, solid introduction. Firstly, television has become increasingly popular over the last 30 years so that every household possesses one. Good. Thus, more people spend most of their free time watching programs rather than communicating with each other. Good. For instance, a recent survey conducted by the Australian Institute of Family Studies showed that 80% of people spent time in front of the television during their time at home. Repetition. What could we do instead? And 60% of them acknowledge that it has negatively impacted interactions within their family. Let's see. While at home, that would have been okay, just to avoid repetition. Okay, television while at home. Yeah. Therefore, the study concluded that the members were talking less to each other, that the family members, yeah, were talking less to each other than in the past. Fantastic. Secondly, working hours have become longer, with the majority of the population doing a minimum of 8-hour shift per day. Good. Often these people are exhausted when they arrive home. They just want to, when they arrive home, they just want to, and they often just want to relax, leading to less interactions between members of the family. Good. Recent studies identified that the decline in interactions was directly proportional to the time they spent at work. Fantastic. Consequently, this leads to a reduction in the time spent together and negatively impacts on communication. Negatively impacts. If you want to write me 5 sentences with negative impacts, negatively impacting, negative impacts, 10 sentences with variations. Let's master this because it's a tricky one. Do some research online, write your sentences out, and I'll correct them. In conclusion, one or the other, despite or with. Despite sounds better. Despite the advent of communication devices, interactions within family members, within the family, not within family members, within the family, are on the decline as people are spending more time watching television, no capital T, and spending long hours in their jobs. Good. Thus, I agree that communication between family members is on the decline. Good work. Very good work, Patrick. What I want you to do now is implement all the corrections that you've heard, make a list of the mistakes, then write me 2 new essays, check those essays for mistakes that you've made in these ones, and then send it all together with your corrected essays, the error list, and your new essays together in one email, and send it back to me once you've completed it, and I'll get it back corrections for you. Get the corrections back for you as soon as possible. Okay, well done, and let's keep on improving.